I'm Emma Curtin, host of a new true crime podcast called Murder Archives. It's set in Toorak in 1929 about the murder of Norma Reese McLeod. Search for Murder Archives where you're listening right now.
I'll just take my chewing gum out, Glenn, because that's rude. Now, that's
What?
juicy fruit. Hey, when was the last time you had a juicy fruit chewing gum?
Wow.
Have you ever had juicy fruit?
I'm trying to avoid the sugar.
Yeah, that's real sugar too, I think, juicy. Oh, I might have fake sugar these days. But
Well, the question is, what's better?
no, I read this book and this guy said fake sugar, real sugar doesn't matter. Because fake sugar still wants your body to crave sweet things anyway or something. Apparently.
But isn't the fake sugar worse for you? So it's
Yeah.
so they're both bad, but I thought at least have the natural bad instead of the chemical.
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Well, okay. So what are the four notes, as they call it in the food world, of juicy fruit? What are those four flavors in there that make up the juicy fruit flavor? Okay, have a guess. You'll never guess them.
What are the four fruits that make up the juicy fruit flavor?
have a guess.
As
Yeah.
in, they come out in this flavor, or they're made.
These four put in, and that turns it into a juicy fruit flavor. They put these four notes.
So, well,
flavors.
it's juicy fruit.
Yeah,
so
they're
therefore it
fruits.
must be
Go on.
orange,
Yeah.
lemon,
Oh, you've got 2 out of 4. You're not going to get the next 2.
apple,
Nah. Nah.
and passion fruit.
No.
Okay.
It's banana and pineapple. It's lemon, orange, banana, pineapple. There you go. See, you didn't know that. Oh, that's a bit of
Well,
trivia.
artificially created or
They're
not real.
They're probably not. I'd say they're artificially created these days. Yeah, that's right.
Some people sit around with white coats on going, does that taste
Oh.
like banana to you?
On radio, I interviewed the guy, and ever since his day, I've tried to interview him again, but he does no interviews. I don't know why he came in, and he wore a white coat, and he was the guy who flavoured Big M's. That was his job, and then he brought in experiments he was doing. He goes, "All right, guys, got a bit of a scoop for you. This one's got a note of coconut and a note of what did he had? Coconut and chocolate. Oh, it's beautiful.
And did it resemble?
Yeah, beautiful. And he had him in special experimental containers. And then he also, because if you look at the history of Big M flavors, they had bullet flavor once.
Bullet.
Yeah, licorice and chocolate, like a bullet.
You must feel a bit like God when you're those people.
Yeah.
Because you can go, I can recreate what nature has done perfectly.
Anything.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting, isn't it? Because some things, I'm obsessed by this stuff. Some, like Twisties, were just so...
Natural.
No, not natural, but so, what's the word? Just 2 flavours for so many years.
Oh, my God.
Chicken and cheese.
Yeah. I reckon if you did...
I should do with...
Mastermind.
Yeah.
It's your area of expertise.
Junk food flavours. No, but now there's too many. I saw it in the shop last night. They've got margarita pizza flavoured chips.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Pizza Hut.
Because they've reached the top of the mountain now. They've just got to keep on... They've got to go crazy now just to keep people interested.
Yeah, just we'll come up with a new flavour. What's a new flavour?
When I was younger, the most crazy flavour was blue heaven.
Blue Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now what's that? What notes are in that, Glenn? I know what notes are in that. Go and have a guess.
Blueberry.
Yeah, I think blueberry, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 others.
Cranberry.
No.
Don't say like that.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Spearmint and vanilla.
You know, there are things that... I guess...
Things that you should know and things that you shouldn't know.
Yeah, you got part of your brain is taken
Yeah.
up with some fascinating things.
And just rubbish.
Yeah.
I love flavours, though. I love it. So you love it when you like, what's it? You know what new flavours that we've had? Like sweet chili sauce. That is a relatively new flavour for us because we're older.
Well, you think of the people that, when adventuring around the world,
Imagine
they always
that.
said, bring back the spices.
Yeah, imagine
Bring
that.
back the spices. So, that's what gives us a little kick.
Yeah. Imagine the first guy to bring back, basil or,
Cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon. It'd blow your mind. What if there's any new spices that we've never... There probably are in some countries that like in Africa. We don't get a lot of African spices. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's spices.
I had the best fruit I've ever tasted is passion fruit in Bali.
Oh, right.
A friend said to me, try passion. It is...
Amazing.
Well, yeah, to die for.
It's like when I went on a tour of the Cadbury's chocolate factory in Ringwood, and they said, take some chocolate straight off the line and eat, and it was unbelievable. It's like picking an apple off a tree.
I can top that.
Oh, here we go.
I went to the 4 and 20.
You went to the 4 and 20. Were you delivering a truckload of something?
No, 4 and 20 used to be near the
It
showgrounds.
did.
Yeah,
Yes, in Kensington.
Yeah, and I remember that was out. If we went to the show, Dad in the morning would take us to get a 4 and 20 straight from the oven.
Yeah, because they used to had a little outlet there, didn't they?
Yeah. It was like wine tasting. It was like, and you saw them come around the corner, and you saw them. You're going, oh my God, that's where they're made. This is heaven.
Wow.
Anyway,
That's
don't
amazing.
eat. Have you got a dog?
No, I got a dog.
Doesn't Chewy kill dogs?
And cats probably. I'm gonna put it in the bin. Don't worry. So I'll put it in the drain so the dolphins can choke.
There's
on
nothing
it.
worse than going to a lecture or something, and then you feel under the desk and someone's whacked their Chewy under there onto their seat at the movies, or
Chew on your boot. All right, is that the music?
I can hear it coming.
Woo!
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related, and now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, yes, welcome to Somehow Related, our podcast where we get given two topics, and at first you go, how could they possibly be related?
Yeah.
But then Sam, our computer, our voice,
She's wandered around in the shopping centre of life and found things that are related.
she explains them to us.
Well, she gives
at
us
the end.
at the end. Yeah, but we have to and come on that journey with us.
Oh, of course. No, okay.
We don't profess to be experts, or we don't profess
No.
to be right. And please don't, if we say anything in this, don't take it as advice or being. Just take it as being an opinion.
Unless, of course, the subject is flavour of twisties, and I'm right up there. I'm pretty bang on it. What's your area of expertise?
I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got one.
Oh, what?
Well, I'd like to think.
You know a little about everything? A little bit about everything? No.
Well,
Because some people it's sport, and you're not a sport. You're not into sport.
no, not
No.
really.
You're
Lately,
not
it's
into-
been socks.
Socks.
Well, we should get on with it. We'll get
Okay, let's get the topic. Come on.
Yeah,
Here's our topics. What are they?
Your subjects today that are somehow related are James Woods and the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Goodness. James Woods, the actor.
I know that guy.
He's one of those craggly face guys, isn't he?
Yeah.
I get him mixed
Normally-
up with Ed Harris and all
yeah,
those guys.
that all same era. You don't see him in a romantic comedy.
No, he was in Mississippi Burning.
Never
He was
saw
one of the when they. It's based on a true story in the South at the time of the civil action and stuff,
And he played a bad guy.
yeah, there's Ku Klux Klan and stuff, and is he a local? I can't remember. Well, he was in FBI agent. Yeah. Anyway, he was good in that. He was very good in that.
He's a voiceover. He does a bit of voice. Does American Dad or something? He's done a bit in
Yeah.
done a little bit in Simpsons. He's done a bit of, and he's had some controversy, I think, with.
Yeah, the Me Too stuff. People have accused him of stuff.
Oh, of late, have they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he's not going to sue us, but there's been a bit of stuff going on.
And he had a bit of Trump action, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a go at people for having a go at Trump.
Yeah.
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 But, interesting because I think he used to be a Democrat and then he changed. A lot of those guys, as they get older, they get more conservative. Like us,
Yeah, as we venture on.
You know, start off as a die-hard Labor. Now I'm out there supporting Malcolm Turnbull.
Well, you'd be a moderate, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well,
We're all moderates at heart, aren't we?
We're all moderates. I grew up in a very Labor house where Dad claimed that he didn't know anyone that voted Liberal.
See, we never talk politics at home.
Oh, Dad did. Yeah, Mum and Dad.
Yeah,
Mum,
you're actually you
quite
harbour
political.
a quiet desire, don't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a politician. And my son my teenager went on a tour of Parliament, and he goes, "I wouldn't mind being a politician." I said, "You know what? Think about being a politician, mate. You don't need any qualifications.
I know, you don't have to go to uni
You don't
to do
have to
that.
do anything.
No?
Just join."
Where's your bit of paper? No, you haven't got one. Yeah.
Had this thing in the paper yesterday about how the Labor Party is made up. It's 50% of them are former union leaders or work for unions or work in the offices of politicians.
Yeah.
And same with the Liberal Party. They used to work in the offices of Liberal politicians, or they were company CEOs or managers. So anyway,
Anyway,
James Wood the actor, and 9/11.
9/11. Everyone it's tedious to talk about. I mean,
Where were you?
that's exactly right.
Where were you? I remember.
I've got it's a pretty long story what happened to me that night, but I'm happy to tell you.
Well, I'll go
You're forced
quickly.
because
I
mine's
was
a bit long.
I was in Mudgee filming the great movie The Nugget.
What are you?
Yep. And
Great
I
film.
watched The Bill
With Eric Banner.
and Stephen Curry.
Yeah, yep.
I watched The Bill which was a Tuesday night,
Yeah.
and went to bed. Now, if I had have kept the TV on for like a minute and seen the news bulletin, apparently it came out here our time about at night sometime, wasn't it? Anyway,
It was about 10 o'clock. At
yeah,
night.
yes. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Because then I woke up the next day and Stephen Curry was picking me up, and he goes, "Oh man, have you heard the other tower's gone down?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
You were in bed eating twisties.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Yeah.
And so then, it all happened, and the director made a speech before we started filming and said it's important that we keep filming because it's dark days and we need funny movies.
Yeah.
The only problem was the Nugget wasn't that funny. Anyway,
Yes, it was.
yeah, it was funny.
It was heartfelt.
It was heartfelt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Anyway,
Where were you?
I'll shorten this story as much as I can. I was playing golf that day, and my back went strange, very strange. Could hardly drive the car home, and then had to drop the videos off at the video. This is back in the day
The
when
videos.
remember that you used to
Yeah, I
have a little
remember.
black box with a movie inside of it, and you had to go back to a place.
Never get there Saturday night at 9 p.m. with your girlfriend because everything would be gone.
Yeah.
You'd have
Yeah.
a massive argument. She'd go, I don't want to watch the Shawshank Redemption again. Come on, it's good.
Anyway, so I took the videos back, and then halfway... No, that's right. Before I took them in there, halfway...
What time was this?
This was probably about... So I'm going back a bit because I'm setting the scene.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, and then anyway, my back went in... As I was crossing the road, my back went into a spasm, and the car stopped, and the guy waves me across, and I'm just standing there shaking because I couldn't move. And then I fell back into the car, and then didn't take the movies back, went home.
Got a fine.
And then got a fine. And then I went round to my girlfriend's place, and she said, "Have you had Valium before?" No, I went to Shirley Strawn's wake.
Oh, my God.
Yes, Shirley Strawn had a wake at a theatre in Melbourne, and my back was still bad, but I went.
Oh.
And then went home and was given some Valium, because Valium is a muscle relaxant.
Yeah,
I'd never had it before.
Right.
And I remember lying on the bed going, "Oh, this feels really good."
Yeah.
And then
nice.
opening and going into a bit of a sleep, then coming out of the sleep and seeing an aeroplane
Oh, going to a building.
going to a building. And I thought, it's the end of the world. And I don't really mind.
Yeah, because you were on Valium.
I was on Valium.
Hey.
And hey, yeah, dude.
Well,
And then later that night, or was it the next morning? Might have been. Anyway, I have a friend in New York, and I rang him, Jeff Stilson. I said,
the
"Jeff, how you doing?"
comedian.
He goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, "How you going with all this stuff?" He goes, "Going with what?" And then I said, "I think you better turn the television on."
he didn't know.
No, I think you better turn the TV on. And he turns the TV and goes, "Oh my God, oh my!" And I said, "Anyway, I'll let you go, as long as you're safe. That's great."
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so-
Because he works on Tonight shows and stuff.
Yeah,
he was
working
Letterman.
on Letterman at the time. Yeah. So I don't know. He obviously didn't turn the TV on, listen to the radio, because it happened. What time of day in New York?
It was in the morning. It was at 8:30 in the morning.
8:30 in the morning. So
8
he-
o'clock, 8 a.m.
Yeah, so he probably would have still been
Getting
his-
up.
doing
Well,
his-
I
doing
did a
his
gig last year for the banking industry, and in my stand-up I talk about my dad being in Vietnam and he's in the Air Force and blah blah blah. And I sit next to this guy who's around our sort of age, and he goes, "Oh yeah, your dad fixes helicopters." He goes, "I used to be a helicopter pilot." I'm like, "All right." He goes, "Yeah, I was in the Air Force too." So we start chatting, and he goes, "Look, I'll show you a photo that your dad would love." And he showed me a photo of a Huey helicopter in the helicopter museum in America.
Yep.
And he goes, "I'll send it to you." And then he's showing me and then there's a photo of the Pentagon Memorial. And I said, "Oh, did you go and have a look at that?" He went, "Yeah, I had a look at that." And I said, "Did you go to Ground Zero?" And he goes, "No, I didn't go there." And I said, "Why not?" And he goes, "I don't tell many people." He goes, "But I was there when it happened."
Wow.
And I said, "Well, what do you mean you were there?" He goes, "Yeah, I was there." He goes, "What happened?" So he was over there on a banking thing, and he was staying at a hotel next to the World Trade Center, or in the area, and he had a breakfast meeting in the World Trade Center scheduled, and he woke up and he felt a bit ill, and so he rang up his American counterpart and said, "Look, let's not meet in the restaurant. They're going to meet in the restaurant in the World Trade Center. Let's not meet there. We'll meet at lunchtime. I'm just going to have breakfast in the foyer downstairs."
Yeah.
So now he goes downstairs. He's sitting with his boss, and he sees the first plane go into the building, and he's just like, "Oh my God!" And because he's ex-military, he goes. He said his boss went into shock and couldn't move. He said, "Mate, we've got to. This is an attack." He said, "We've got to get out of here." And he said, every year he gets a Christmas card from this guy, the American guy, because he didn't go to the meeting. He said his kids, the American guy's kids, thinks he saved his life. So because if they had gone to that meeting, they would be dead in the trade
Because
center.
at first, I remember seeing the news. They thought it was a Cessna, I think, that had got
Really?
off track. I thought, well, maybe I had the sound down or something. But
Yeah.
at first, it was kind of like, oh, gee. But then it very quickly, obviously, turned into a terrorist attack. But when you see it from the ground looking up in the video,
Yeah.
it does look incredible.
Yeah.
So no wonder they were petrified.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but James Woods, what's he got to do with it? You know what? Maybe he's a conspiracy theorist because there's a few sort of actors that get into that area where they don't believe that it happened, and
I see.
Yeah,
Right, maybe he's been held down for
conspiracy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, what else really? I mean,
there's all sort of nuts that believe that
he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be. He wouldn't be associated with it in any way.
Nah.
As in.
maybe he was in the towers or near the towers. Or
Have you been in the towers?
No, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was back in the 80s and they were just tall buildings that you went up the top, and you
Like
look,
Empire State.
yeah, and you look out the window and you come down again, but they were built when were they built? Was it the 70s?
I guess the 70s.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
James Wood. Well, who knows? I'm gonna say maybe it was a conspiracy.
Well, no, don't say anything yet.
All right. Do we need some thinking music?
Well, I'm heading towards something
What's
that would be pretty. Well, I'm going to say obvious.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
going to say obvious. So but I want to lock it in.
Oh, okay.
So what sort of music will we have? Let's see what Sam comes up with.
God, goodness, who knows? Let's hear a bit of James Woods, so we know who he is.
Why would you want to work at a Quickie Mart?
Well, to be honest, in my upcoming movie, I'm going to be playing this tightly wound convenience store clerk, and I kind of like to research my roles and really get into it. For instance, True Believer. I actually worked in a law firm for 2 months. And the film Chaplin, I had a little cameo in that. I actually traveled in time back to the 20s where, well, I've said too much.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, there we go, James Woods. We know.
You know, because you're a voiceover guy.
Yeah, sure, that's right.
You've done plenty of voiceovers. Have
Whatever.
you ever played characters?
No, I'd love to do that. I've auditioned to play stuff in cartoons, but not a lot.
Auditioned.
To play something in a thing called The Thongs or something. Well, I saw it on TV. It's been on TV. About an Aussie family.
You'd be good at that.
Oh, you know who got my part? Your friend, Mark Mitchell. He played the dad.
Yeah.
The Thongs or something? The
He's,
Thongs?
he's
very good.
He's
though.
very good. No, but so are you.
Oh, no, but I'm not.
You got that every man
thing going on.
Yeah, people relate. People
Sure.
feel secure when
I'm
hear
speaking.
The O'Neill voice come through the speaker. Okay, so James Woods, 9/11.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's one of the. I reckon it's one of those things that you probably would be reluctant to admit, but I reckon he was booked on the flight, or one of the flights that tragically went down.
Oh, and pulled out the last minute.
Well, or ran late and could have been. But then again, who wants to hear that? No one wants to know that.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Well, I don't know. I've got no. I'm just going to say he's a 9/11 conspiracy theorist, and he runs some kind of Facebook forum. And people have got very angry at him about it because some of those actors, for example, Richard Belzer, who's in Law and Order SVU. He used to be a comic. Richard Belzer. He
got red hair.
No, he's quite funny, and he was like a comic from the 70s and the 80s. And he believes that that Malaysian Airlines plane landed somewhere, and he's written a book about it. Mm-hmm. It's on an island somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like Lost, the
Big
people.
Seller? Did it do well?
Yeah,
I'd rather hear twisty flavours than.
You know who else is a massive conspiracy theorist? The drummer from The Cause. So those Irish women, those beautiful Irish women. Their brother is a drummer, and he's got a website where he talks about. As someone said in stand-up once, imagine being the drummer in The Cause. No one's looking at him. You know what I mean? No one's looking at the drummer.
But you can't continually be a conspiracy. I think you believe nothing. Really,
Yeah,
you're always looking for the other side.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get the answer. Here we go.
James Woods took a flight from Boston to Los Angeles 1 week before the World Trade Center attacks. The only other people in first class with him were 4 men of Middle Eastern appearance who acted very strangely. During the entire cross-country flight, none of them had anything to eat or drink, or did they read or sleep. On September 12, Woods called the FBI to tell investigators about his experience. He was interviewed by agents on September 13th and found to have seen some of the attackers.
Wow. There you
Wow.
go. James.
So good on him.
Yeah, but why didn't he do something? You know, he's an action hero, isn't he?
Oh, you reckon he should have stepped in?
Stepped in.
Said, hey, go, excuse me, I'm over in 2B,
Yeah.
and I've got the feeling you're up to something.
But see, this is the thing. The problem about 9/11 was that no one had ever done what they had done before. They've been hijackers, but no one
Yeah.
ever used the plane as a weapon, had they? So,
What
No.
would they be rehearsing, though? I mean, they...
they'd be looking at the door. They'd be
Oh,
looking
I
at
see
the
what you're
movements
saying.
of the
Oh, right.
flight
Be
attendants.
looking at, so that we'll go up into the thing, and then
We'll
we'll
do that. We'll do
It
this.
is, and there'll have to be
Gotta
three of us.
Stop. Someone's got to stop the people coming up from economy or business.
Because on one of the flights, one of the guys couldn't get on, could he? So one of them, the one that was going into the Pentagon,
Yeah, the Pentagon. Yeah.
only one guy was in there, I think.
No, there was three of them.
Three, but
I've
they were
seen the
one short,
movie.
weren't they?
Yeah, they were one short.
One shot, so they couldn't do it properly.
Yeah, and so one guy stayed down to stop the people from,
Yep.
and then two guys went into the cockpit. Oh, it's horrific, but that's an incredible story.
Yeah, was it? And so the FBI then said he was right.
Yeah, they can. James Wood has said. I think he says later. I read. Yeah, he confirmed later that the FBI did contact him and say there was something going on. Yeah, they believe he was correct.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Have you ever seen something that you thought was sus and called the police?
Oh, that's a good question. Have I? Yeah. The other day we were out with the kids and there was a woman who was obviously unwell or drunk, and so Kira, my partner, rang the police about that because
Right.
she was trying to wave down a taxi but almost getting run over
in
the middle of the city.
Yeah.
But that's not the same sort of thing. That's just someone unwell or drunk.
Well, I was down the beach, and there was a guy with a long lens camera taking photographs of kids.
Really?
Oh, well, I don't know what he was taking photographs of, but I was watching him.
And you reported him?
Yeah, I did. I rang the police and said, "Are you allowed to take photographs?" And he appeared to be taking photographs of
kids in the water and stuff. Yeah, right.
So I rang the police, and then I followed him for a while, and he was photographing some kids kissing. And
Really?
stuff. And then some other. So I'm standing there looking at him, and then some other people walked up to him, and I thought, "Oh, that's great! Someone stepped in and is going to take care of it." And then it was the normal people, and that was the police.
Oh, they're the police.
Undercover with their bathers on and beach
What?
towels. Yeah. And and he comes over to me and goes, senior sergeant, whatever.
Yeah, thanks for
and
that.
do you want to make a statement? I said, I was the guy that rang up. I'm the guy. The guy. I'm Deep Throat. I said, look, no, you know what? I'd rather stay out of it. Anyway, they
Bundled him off.
bundled him off, and it all went back. But it was not appropriate. So anyway, I just think that it doesn't hurt, because if he's not doing anything wrong, then they'll be fine.
Yeah,
But to stand there and take a lot of photographs of teenagers kissing, and then I saw another one on the same beach where a guy was lying. I saw the police walking down the beach. I said, "What are you?" I walked along the beach, and there was
And you were like the beach police.
I was, and there was a guy
You get a
lying in the
June buggy.
sand, and I thought, "Oh, look at that guy lying in the sand there."
Yeah.
And there was some schoolgirls a bit further up, and then I came down the next day, and the police were there, and I said, "What's up, guys? I'm Russell Coit. Do you need a hand with anything?
What's going on here?
Yeah, you need a hand." And they said, "No, there was a guy down here being inappropriate." And I said, "I saw him. He was lying right there." He was. I don't want to say this because this is a family podcast, but he was lying on his stomach in the sand. That's all I'll say.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were down at Wilson's Prom with the whole group of families went down there. Nightmare. 5 families in a so-called chalet, which is like a school camp, sleeping in bunk beds. Never again. Anyway. But it was fun. Yeah, parts of it were fun. And we went for a walk along the beach in some obscure beach near there, and the kids are like, "Dad, come over here, have a look at this." And we're like, yeah, whatever. And then one of my oldest son goes, "We need a parent now.
Oh.
We need an adult now." And they'd found a backpacker buried in sand. And so still alive, but drunk and sort of almost unconscious with dreadlocks.
But is it buried up to his head?
No, completely buried. Complete it was like a Viking tomb or something. They covered him in sand, so it was a big mound, and the kids started digging into it, and they found a backpacker.
And backpacker went, oh.
He's like this. Oh.
Maybe he was trying. Was he trying to keep warm?
No. His mates had done it.
As a joke. When
Yeah,
he was
he's like
drunk.
a German backpacker, and as my daughter said, he looked scary because he had dreadlocks and he sort of stood up with all sand on him, and it's like, ugh. And so we called the cops and the ambulance, and they all turned up, and he's he's like, oh no, I'm okay, and the cops are like, you cannot do this on the beaches here. And then later that night, we were just sitting around the camp, and he walked past us, and all the kids said, it's a guy, it's him,
Sandyman,
it's a backpacker. Oh boy.
Gee, so it actually turned out a pretty good time. Memorable story.
Yeah, great time.
Going over 5 families.
Oh, 5 families. Ooh.
Anyway,
Ooh.
I think we're done.
Thanks.
It's time for a chewy and a twisty.
Yum.
You wouldn't have both at the same time, would you?
Absolutely not.
If you're on death row, okay, not appropriate, but I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
What would you ask for as far as...
Last meal? I think my last meal would be a chicken schnitzel with chips and a bit of salad.
I thought you would have started with some twisties.
Oh yeah, well if we had, a bit of some twisties would be great. Or potato. I love plain potato chips too, just a plain potato chip.
And when you're walking down to get the...
Man, what about dessert?
I reckon dessert. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I love, and I cook this occasionally. I make biscuits at home, like just chocolate chip cookies and ice cream. Biscuit and ice cream.
I had that with you the other day when we shared a cake.
We did. Oh, we shared a chocolate ripple cake. Oh my god!
I didn't eat much of it, so I didn't look like I was sharing, but I did have some of it. I'll tell you something about Chewy though. You know why sportsmen chew chewing gum?
Why?
Because what it does is your first recognition of when you're a child.
Oh, yes, breastfeeding, isn't it?
Yes,
Off the bottle, yeah.
You produce you rolled your tongue to get ready for the nipple, and it's similar to chewing gum. So when you chew gum, you focus your mind.
Oh wow! What was your last meal be?
Chicken risotto, I reckon. Oh no, schnitzel. Yes,
schnitzel.
Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, I said schnitzel.
Yeah, mashed potato.
Oh, nice.
Beans, peas.
Well, that's good. If we're ever on death row together, they can save a bit of time.
I'll just
2 schnitzels.
2 schnitzels. And I'd go for some sort of pudding, maybe a sticky date.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
Chocolate
then on the way to getting done, I'd chew gum.
You chew gum, yeah.
Yeah. Just
remember one time you told me that your last meal would be your partner's chicken risotto.
Yeah, you got a good memory.
And then I can't remember who we were with. Carl Barron, I think, and we were just laughing like as if your partner's going to stand by you when you're on death row. She'd leave you so quickly, and you'd be there. Yeah, I wouldn't mind some of my partner's chicken risotto. And the guard, sorry to tell you, Glenn, she's remarried.
I'm gone.
We'll see what the chef can whip up. And you're getting a substandard chicken risotto. Oh, gee.
One last meal, surely. As you get on the cruise to head off into a beautiful life.
I know. Good times.
Not a lot to ask for.